Oh, hello. Let me get these in. And I've got my little friend here today. I've got my little duck. We're going to talk about the duck today. So it's Monday night. I'm coming to you from Brisbane. It is cold comparatively. It is dark. It is wet. Lots more rain. It seems the rain is never ending, but we had a great day hiking today in the rain. We don't get to do that very often, where we get to test out all of our wet weather gear and smile and have fun while the rain is literally drenching us completely. It was a load of fun. And, kudos to the ladies who showed up today. So welcome to Monday Night Live for what is now the end of March. How did we get here, and how did we get here so quickly? So thank you for joining me for Monday Night Live. Please let me know. Karen's right off the mark there. Hello, Karen from Claremont. And I do believe we're having a chat pretty soon, you and I, about certain programs. So that will be great. I look forward to that. So if you are watching live, please let me know where you're watching from. And again, if you're watching the replay, then, please let me know you're watching the replay, and of course where you're watching from as well. Send the rain your way. I would love to send the rain your way. Everywhere is just drenched, totally drenched. And hi, Sue, as well. Let me take my watch off so I don't get any distractions there as well. So thank you for joining me on Monday Night Live. I was saying how the rain is coming down here in Queensland, no different to in Brisbane, to a lot of places around the country. But we went hiking this morning, and it's always interesting to see hiking in the rain, whether people show up or not. Rain is quite a deterrent for a few people. But unless you test out your gear and hike in the rain, when you're away on an adventure or on a holiday and it's raining, you can't just lock yourself inside. Part of the fun is taking the weather in all the extremes. And they say there's no such thing as bad weather. It's just having the right equipment. So it was fun today. It was great. We all tested out all various raincoats, different boots and shoes, and not walking around puddles, just walking through them, saving ourselves. But that's a topic for another conversation. So let me check in. Sue has made it. Awesome, Sue. And Alison from Melbourne. Got lots of excited people here. Andrea from Cinnamon Park. Helen from the Mary Valley. Yeah, raining on and off here. Yeah. And Cherie there from Ningi. So, yeah, we're having quite a bit of rain here, but I think that around the Tweed is having more as expected as it leaves here in the next couple of days. Anyway, tonight I want to talk about three things. Firstly, how 10 women turned their dreams into a reality. Also, about how one duck caused so much conversation a few weeks ago. And also I want to share about what to do when the motivation bus stops coming past your house, and how do we find that bus, and how do we get back on that bus. And these are all based on conversations that I've had during the week, or observations or questions that I've been asked, or things that we talk about, as leaders, and talk about when we're out and about on the trails. And hello, Christine. And you did a nice hike yesterday. And hello, Sue, as well, from Gladysdale in Victoria. So lovely to have everybody here with us tonight, and for everyone watching on the replay as well. So if you have any questions or comments, and hi, Alison from Sydney. If you have any questions or comments or things that you agree or disagree, please just jump in there and do so. This is a two-way conversation. It's not just me giving out my theory. I'm really keen for a nice conversation. So this time last year, end of March last year, there were 10 women who have just only yesterday finished the Great Ocean Road hiking adventure that we ran last week. They had the most amazing time. Hi, Annie. And hiked the 104 roughly kilometres of the Great Ocean Road Trail. This time last year, it was not on their radar at all. And we ran, for most of them, a 5 kilometre for 5-day challenge in May last year. And it was their entry point into the world of women's fitness adventures. And at the same time as we ran that challenge last year, it wasn't intentional, it just worked out that way. We were doing a Great Ocean Road hike, because that's our anniversary week or month. And so most of the women who participated in the Great Ocean Road hike last week, and if you're watching, I hope you're having a rest, but if you're watching, please chime in. It was not on their radar this time last year to do that. They would have become aware of it in about May of last year, and decided that goal, that dream of hiking the Great Ocean Road, they would turn into a reality. So all they needed was the one duck it's around the wrong way. The one duck to line up and to put that first foot in, to make that first commitment, and everything else kind of rolled and fell into place. So 12 months ago, it wasn't on their radar. No one knew 12 months ago, hi Vanessa, that quite a few were from Victoria, that Victoria was going to be put into this series of rolling lockdowns for months and months and months. Yet, through all of that, the team came together as a team from all over Australia, and they supported each other. They took support from others. So, that willingness to accept support from other women is a gift, and a gift that we have to learn as well. And this is something with our Couch to Mountain group, we actually learnt, all of us, how to accept the gift of help and compliments from other women. But they supported each other. Even when in Victoria they could not walk more than 5 kilometres from home, they knew for months. Has anyone else not got sound? Let me know. Janet hasn't got sound. Hopefully everyone can, because I'm talking away here. And hi, Meg. But through all of these lockdowns, so someone just tell me if there is sound. If you can just go, yeah, got sound, thumbs up, or you can't give me thumbs up, but yeah, type in got sound. It must be just Janet otherwise. Hopefully. Anyone? Sound? Keep talking. Yeah. Yeah, great. Thanks, Karen. So, as I said, 12 months ago, thank you, Sandra, as well, and Sue, it wasn't on their radar. They showed up through all of these lockdowns, all of these restrictions. They found a way. And the reason that they found a way was that they anchored themselves to their North Star, to their to something which I'll talk about with motivation, to something that they had set in motion by making one decision and one decision only based on one duck. And they made it a priority. And when we want something badly enough, and this comes back to motivation as well, when we want something badly enough, or it's really important to us, we'll make that a priority, and we'll move from where we are, metaphorically, to where we want to be when we make that a priority. And so 12 months ago, as I said, it wasn't on their radar. 9 months ago, it became on their radar, and they have just completed this 104-kilometre hike. And they all successfully completed it, and they successfully completed it without injury, with the biggest smiles on their faces. I don't know if you've been watching our Facebook page, but it's been on there. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Sheree, and Kerry and Jenny. The smiles on their faces said everything. And I know from the conversations at the end of every multi-day adventure, we have an awards night and we give out a Spirit Award. There's only one ever consistent award through all of the adventures, and there was not a dry eye in the room when that award was given out to a very worthy recipient. But it was literally, taking that idea, that notion of anything is possible, but it's only possible if I actually do something about it. And they did. And here they are, 9 months later, with success and memories that can never be taken away. And perhaps, a couple of the biggest outtakes is that when we think we can. And if we get the right support and the right positivity around us, we can add. There's Susan now saying that. So Susan, please feel free to comment, because I'm talking about you guys. When you get that right support and that right like girl power behind you, anything is possible, and no one can ever take that away. But what that happens now is it becomes a base, a platform to build on. And some of you may know that I run, and I remember I've only ever done one marathon, but I remember them saying to me, don't stop at one. Well, I did, but don't stop at one, because you've built that, because I didn't enjoy it, but I love hiking, because you've built that base and you've gone through all the things, all that learning to get to that point, and now you need to build on it. And it's the same with hiking and hiking adventures, is when you learn every day, when you're doing something, this consistency over time equaling results, is that you build on the day before, that compounding fitness that I talk about, and then you build on it again. And it might only be those micro millimeters that we're building on, but when we look back, all of a sudden we're no longer over there, but we're way over there. And that makes such a difference. And that's exactly what happened. And Susan, I don't know if you want to share anything, but we watched your journey over the past 7 days, and the smiles on the faces, the moments that the rest of us will never see that were there, that really made this a great thing. But one of the things that we maybe I'll just move on to the next bit because they'll all tie in together. So the other thing I want to talk about is what to do when the motivation bus stops coming. So motivation is hard to find and hard to maintain. It's not something that's particularly easy to get. So Susan says, I'm going to pop this up here. This is saying what happened in Couch to Mountain. Everyone believed in me, but I just needed to believe in myself. Yeah. And, I often say if you guys could see, and most of you watching tonight are members, but if you're not a member, often as leaders, we say, if you could see yourself the way that we see you, that you have all the skills. It's a bit like Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. She had everything she needed inside of her. She just needed to find that herself. And if you could see yourselves the way we see you, the sky is just the base of what the limit could be. It's, way, way above that. So thank you for sharing that. But when the motivation bus stops coming, look, we all go through it. And the last couple of years have been particularly challenging to find that motivation bus, because literally, where has it been going? And our motivation was a challenge today. Jennifer, I was just saying today how wonderful it was that we got to walk in the rain for 9 kilometers non-stop and hide in the shelter shed when that rain really pelted down. So this is interesting. Christine says, motivation is like a bad boyfriend. It is never around when you need it. That's funny. It wanes, and we can often look for others to give us that motivation, but that never lasts because it's somebody else's endorsement or it's somebody else's words. Motivation really has to come from within, and that's why it's so hard to get. It's temporary when someone says, just, it's okay, it'll come, it's all right to feel where you are, and it perfectly is. But if you're wanting the motivation, it has to come from within. And it's about finding what makes you not feel good. It was about what makes you feel great. Like, what makes you feel great? What gets you out of bed? And we talk about this in our member community a lot. What gets you out of bed in the morning? What's that thing that, because you like, today I'm getting up and I'm doing this, or I am, going to put in that effort for X, Y, or Z, because down the track, I know that that's happening. But motivation is also about finding the fun and finding who makes it fun as well. And in the last couple of years, I had the most fun weekend I've just had in a long time, with some very long-term friends who happened to be over from the West. And, finding the people who make it fun for you as well. So what is, and the last few years have been really hard to find fun. We had to really dig deep in the last couple of years, but finding that motivation, what makes you feel great, or what do you think might make you feel great? And then it's also about knowing what we want and giving ourselves permission to go for that, what we want. So sometimes, though, I'm really talking in tongue twisters here, sometimes we don't even know what we want, and we tie it to someone or something else. Hi, Suze. But motivation isn't about things. Motivation is about feelings, and motivation is about experiences. And as we've seen with the Great Ocean Road Girls, and we saw with our Couch to Mountain, not too long ago, and pretty soon we'll have a couple of other groups that have gone through, having that goal, having something that you're tied to, that you're anchored to, that really is fun, that may be a little bit scary because it's new and you haven't done it before, is all about what can motivate you and makes it fun and makes you get up, or makes you want to get up, each day and keep committed to that goal. And a challenge is always a good thing. The challenge of, most people get motivated when they see a picture of themselves, and they see women in particular. And I know this from all my, nearly 20 years experience in women's health and fitness. is we see a picture of ourselves and we've got an event coming up and go, oh my gosh, I don't really like the way I look. I need to lose some kilos. I need to, get toned. I need to change my outfit, whatever it might be. And then we get motivated to do something else. But we never really know if we've got there. We never really know, I'll be happier when I lose weight. I'll be happier when I get fitter. I'll be happier when this happens. So it has to come from within. And I have found that tying it to a goal, all of those other things of what we look like in our pictures, tying it to a goal, everything else just falls away, becomes irrelevant. The goal becomes the fun, the goal becomes the solution as well, and the goal becomes the momentum that keeps you going. Hi, Mandy from South Australia as well. So nice to have you here. So this is all going to tie together pretty soon. So what was it about this ducks in a row email that got everybody talking? It was probably the email that was opened the most in the last 12 months. And if you didn't see the email, it was that we only need one duck. We don't need them all to line up in a row. One duck to move forward. Does anybody want to have a guess as to why that? And I'll stop talking for a second till I get some answers. Sound like a teacher. Does anybody want to have a guess as to why that email was the most opened? Why one? You all know that I will what? I'll just sit here like a teacher. Thank you. Why that one duck? Why only one duck matters? Email was probably the most opened email in a long, long time. Zoos never get them all in a row. Yep. Anyone else? Anyone want to hazard a guess? I know there's a lot of people watching. Some of you haven't identified yourselves. And remember, I can't see you and I don't know what you look like. So if you make a comment, and you can't just leave Sue's the only one out there. Come on. There's no right or wrong. Oh, well, Suze, you pressed it too soon. Suze, you were waiting for someone else. Well, Suze, you do get a gold star. So for everyone else who's left wondering why, because if we wait for all the ducks to be in a row, yeah, that's it too, Susan. When one duck starts, the others follow. But if we wait for all the ducks to be in a row, okay, so I'm just, thank you guys. Yeah, so Sue says we're never going to get them all in a row, which is true. We'll never get all our ducks in a row. And Georgina, hello, says because it's a starting point and shows there is hope, which is true. Absolutely. And Susan says because when one duck starts, the others will follow. And Pam, hello, Pam, says one duck at a time to get going. And Sue says, sounds more positive than having a bunch of things lined up. These are all really great things. And Mandy says to know it's okay to start something and we don't have to have everything ready. Yep. And all of that is so, yeah. And Cheryl, thank you, Cheryl. One duck is the first step. Absolutely. Because if we wait for all of our ducks to line up, as you know, the comments were there, they're never going to line up. Yeah, and Andrea says having the option of choosing one duck gives us the opportunity to get started. Absolutely. Because if we wait for all the ducks to line up in a row, they'll never line up in a row. So we can't fail. And hi, Simone from the Sunshine Coast. It was oh, okay, Jennifer. Okay, the analyst there. It was a catchy subject line and everyone wanted to know what it was about. Maybe that it was true. Because if we wait for all the ducks to line up, we know that they'll never line up. And if they never line, like, okay, I'm just going to wait till all my ducks line up. It's not the right time. It'll never be the right time. So I'm just going to wait and, this will line up and that'll line up. And if we wait, then we'll never fail because we can't fail if we don't try. And if we never try, we never fail because they'll never line up. So, I don't know where as women, certainly my age of women, say I'm over 55 now, I'll be 56 this year, where we encourage our kids to give something a go. We don't tell the kids all the ducks have to be lined up. Yet as from where I sit and me as well, is that we expect that we have to know how to do everything, that it's not okay to ask for help or to ask a question that we don't know the answer to. And that if we're not good at it the first time, then we shouldn't do it at all. And I think that these comments here, that's why it resonated with everyone, that is we need to go even if there's only one duck. And Simone, if you wait, nothing will happen. Absolutely nothing will happen, and that's safe. Not safe as in danger to your health, but it's safe because you can't fail if you're just waiting for everything to line up. But I think that the one duck email gave permission that there's so many women like us that feel the same way, that we really, if we wait and we wait, they may never line up. But if we wait, which means we might miss out, but if we wait and we wait for them to line up and they never line up, then we'll never fail. And that's a safe place to be. It's like choosing the chocolate paddle pop all the time. So, have you ever had the scenario where you chose to do something big or little and you had no idea how it was going to turn out, but you found a way, or the way just kept presenting itself when you maybe, when you're a student or something, you buy a pair of shoes, or you like a pair of shoes and you go, I want that pair of shoes, and you can't figure out how to pay for the pair of shoes. And then all of a sudden you think about it and you find a way to pay for that pair of shoes. You're not waiting till you get a new job and the job pays you more per hour and then you've got money left over from the rent or whatever it might be. You actually find a way to do that. And I know I put in that email when your husband and I, boyfriend then, chose to leave our jobs and head overseas for 12 months. Our first duck was just to make the booking. We had no idea how we were going to fund it. We had no idea how long we were going to be away for. We kind of knew the general direction of this trip, but we really let it unfold. And it was, had the biggest impact on my life. Let me check in here. Sue says, yes, it gave her permission to step out of her comfort zone. Yep. And we get so comfy, and that's okay. If you want to stay in the comfy zone and be safe, that's okay. But judging from the response to the email, it doesn't squeak. We all want to step out to whatever the next level beyond that comfort zone is. And that's where the magic happens. So Sue says that's the one thing that the support of Women's Fitness Adventures gives you, is that it's okay not to be perfect and to keep on giving it a go and another go till you succeed. Absolutely. And you know what? No one's perfect. And if we think we are, then, I don't know, but nobody's perfect, and it's okay to not be perfect. And, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I fluff around over what headline in an email and what image and that kind of stuff. But, at the end of the day, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be. You can just do it. It doesn't have to be perfect. We don't have to know how to do something to have a first go. So if I circle back around to the ducks in a row, and how 10 women turned their dreams into a reality last week, is that when they booked onto that adventure, they didn't have all the ducks in a row. They didn't know that the year would unfold, particularly for our Melbourne and Sydney members who went, that they would be locked down for a couple of months. And if they did know that, they probably wouldn't have booked onto it. They didn't know how they were going to respond to the training. They simply knew that they needed to do it. And by putting one duck in a row, they would be presented with the path, and the path would unfold. And that's absolutely not about the lockdowns. And, that's faith, whether whatever faith you may believe in, it's just having that courage to take the first step, even if you don't know where that step is going to be. And that's what our Spirit Award is for our Women's Fitness Adventure Spirit Award that we have at the end of every multi-day adventure, is the member who on that adventure who has the courage to take that first step and to kind of jump in boots and all, and not know where that step is going to go, but knowing that support is always going to be there. A bit like Jack and the beanstalk. He didn't know what was up at top of that ladder, but he had the faith to keep on going. Susan says, my partner said, just book it. Yeah. And sometimes we can dither and dather around things and, play it safe, I'm going to do that. Well, it's all full now. I can't go, but I was going to, but you never had any intention of going anyway. Might be a little bit of a hard truth there. So that's why the duck email was so important. It gave everybody permission, self included. You know, a lot of the emails I write are about what's happened to me during the week. So don't think I sit here and have all the answers, because I don't. But it also meant that when you don't have all the ducks in a row, the motivation comes, because you go, okay, I've got the one duck. The one duck's enough. There's an opportunity, and somebody wrote that there. There's an opportunity there for me to take a step forward in that direction. And if I take a step forward in that direction, it's going to open a whole new world. So they're the things I wanted to talk about. How 10 women turned their adventure dreams into a reality in 9 months. And most of that, for some of them, was lockdown. What to do when the motivation bus doesn't come your way. Find that motivation from within. Find it with you. And there's this thing called pleasure and pain. And there's a song about that by Chrissy. You're at that point right now, says Arnett. Yeah. Where, you know, we say we want to do something over there. We know that that over there is so much better for us than where we are right now. But in between getting to there and staying here is a whole lot of hard work or discomfort or unpleasantness or new learning or changing the way we do things. So we stay here. We stay in this little safe spot. We stay in this little safe spot. But we know that over there is so much better. But there's this big body of water, if you like, that's painful. It's too painful to cross. But if we stay here, and after a while, we kind of get restless, and we get restless. And eventually the pain of staying where we are is too much to bear. It becomes like a seesaw. The pain of staying where you are becomes so much that this discomfort, this change, this, new learning or whatever it might be, becomes less painful than staying where we are. So we get this messy bit in the middle, and then we end up over here, and it's just so much better, and we wonder why we didn't do that months or weeks or years ago, whatever it might be. So it's not until, it's like if anyone's I've never been a smoker, but, you know, from what I hear, that you know it's not good for you. But it's so hard to give it up. But, you know, until it changes, until you realize it's just not the right environment for you, and that gets so painful, you're not going to make that switch. It's that, whatever application. So if you know that somewhere over there, that's a better place for you to be, have a think about, what is it? What's that little bit of discomfort in the middle, that messiness, that, that discomfort? Is it new learning? Is it new experiences? Is it, whatever it might be? Have a think about why that's not shifting you forward. So Georgina says, struggling with motivation with working full-time, hard to get work-life balance. You need to chat to Mandy, and you need to chat to Annette, who both did Couch to Mountain and shifted the work-life balance so that we get the most of everything. And so I'll talk about work-life balance because we were talking about it yesterday on our Sunday morning social online walk, that I'm not very good at saying no, and I do work a lot. And this group I've belonged to online, I've belonged to for 2 years, and they're business owners from all around the world. And the time zone is difficult to get because I'm kind of the odd one out. And they changed the meetings. So for me, it would be 7 a.m. in the morning. And I'm an early riser. I get up, 4:30, 5 o'clock most days. But that's my exercise time. So it used to be at 8, and they changed it to 7. And I said to them, I'm not coming. I'm not going to come to the meeting at 7 o'clock anymore. I'm happy to step out. And they said, but you're up early. And I said, I am. But if I start work at 7 o'clock, it means that I don't get to do what's important to me. And what's important to me is my morning exercise. It sets me up for the day. It's good for my mental health. I know that whatever then happens in the rest of the day, I've done what's important to me. And if I give that up and start work at 7, then my day just gets another hour longer at the end of the day. And I said, but I'm happy, happy to accept that, I'm not asking you to change the meaning. I'm just happy to let you know that that's what's going on. And Georgina, they changed the meeting. They changed it back to 8 o'clock. And I wasn't doing it in any way to do that, but I was preserving me in all of that, because I knew that if I didn't start and we spoke about this on Monday, and Karen put a great thing in the member group as well. If you don't start setting those boundaries, and I know as a teacher, my sister's a teacher, that can be all-consuming as well. So maybe just have a chat, put it in the member group as well. There's lots of members in there who are in the whole work-life balance space as well. Sue says she bought a tent to set herself up to go camping on my own. Scary to be on your own, but also excited. Building a new life for myself, thanks to Jillian for the inspiration. I need to find out more about that. Susan says, because Susan did the Great Ocean Road, I only had my kids to train with during lockdown, but they were super fast walkers, and unbeknownst to me, they prepared me more than what I realized. Aha, those supporters, those mentors. Surround yourself with people that are going to lift you up and inspire and want you to be going on that path. Simone says, I've just got to stop outside influences such as broken bones affecting the ducks to line up. Yeah, you do. My husband's got a bit similar to you. And, but life will deal us lemons sometimes, and it's how we manage it and learn from that. And we can still do some things, and start to look at the ducks and that you just use that as, the peaks and troughs of life and go from there. So anyway, let me just get rid of that. So they were the things, how 10 women turned their adventure dreams into reality, and they now have this memory that will never go, never be taken. And they have this amazing level of fitness. They have an experience of, learning a lot about themselves and learning from other women as well. When the motivation bus doesn't come, look inside you. Don't look for others. Don't look for that. You'll be fine. Give yourself a break. You need to figure out for you, what is it that motivates you, and what is it that, floats your boat or moves your duck. And, why was the duck email so such a good opened email? It's because it, as you guys have said, it's the opportunity to move forward, to step out of your comfort zone. And yes, it was an intriguing one. But it's also that if you wait for everything to be perfect, it never will be, but you can't fail. And you can't learn if you can't fail, because you don't try. And if you don't try, you can't fail. So have a think about that. Is that, is there some other block in there that, there is never a right time. There's always parents, there's kids, there's work, there's, there's rain, there's stuff going on. There is never a right time. I likened it when the Olympics were on, and if we swim in our own lane, the Australians all swam in their own lane, and they couldn't compete with anyone else in the world. None of the athletes could, yet they were doing their own thing, swimming in their own lane. And when they showed up at the Olympics, they'd done everything that they could, and they held it on the world stage. So there are, lots of things, that will pull us, bright, shiny objects that will pull us left, right, and center. But if we find what motivates us, if we find our goal, if we find that North Star and use that to pull us forward, we will get there. And it only needs to be one duck. And Sue says, yeah, proud of all the Great Ocean Road ladies. Yep. And the only thing worse than failing is not having a go. Yep, absolutely. And as Gwen said, the more we practice saying no, to give time for yourself, the easier it gets. Yep, absolutely. And some weeks we feel like we're being pulled apart. And some weeks are like that. But if we can kind of, have our little rules for ourselves, it's a good thing. So what's coming up before mid-year, so a little bit of a summary of what's coming in the next couple of months is find your duck, float it, and don't be afraid to, is our online functional fitness, which is great. I don't know if you were there on Thursday morning. There was a snake in my spot, which was a little bit scary. All of our functional fitness moves and our new functional fitness on demand drops on this Friday. So new one every 2 weeks. And I know that just some of the movements and some of the feedback from all those functional fitness classes are just amazing, building strength in the muscles that support all the joints, so everything we need for hiking, but for life as well. And our Tuesday tone up and our Sunday social walk, which is just a lovely online way to wake up on a Sunday morning. Just in the email that our members received tonight is our masterclass in April on bone health. I hike. I don't have osteoporosis. Well, maybe that's myth. We don't know. But we'll learn the 5 pillars of bone health in our masterclass. There is a new book for book club coming. So if you're in book club or want to join book club, we have a new book every 6 weeks. We'll put a poll in the member Facebook group this week. So look out for that. We've got a couple of great suggestions. And if you do have a suggestion for book club, please just drop it into the member group. Stadium Stomp for Adelaide, which is on the 11th. So we've got a group in Adelaide heading that up. Mandy's heading that up. So look out for them in their purple T-shirts. And we've got the Brisbane one on May the 1st. And there's such a good buzz around those. We've got our Mount Moffat group heading off Sunday, 2 weeks, actually. That will be me. So I won't be there on the Monday night, which will be wonderful. Looking forward to catching up a few of our members there. And our girls are then heading over to Karajini and Ningaloo Reef in May as well. And then, of course, we have, drumroll, our Iceland adventure, which we were meant to go in 2020. We're actually heading off on the 3rd of July to Iceland. So stay tuned for some wonderful, wonderful stories coming out of there as well. But lots of courses, Couch to Mountain. We're still doing some interviews for that. Got a great team assembled, or assembling a great team for that, and some new programs coming out soon. But that's it from me. I've really loved, even though it seems a one-way conversation, all the comments and all the chats, and everyone. Yeah, Cherie, I'll just go through the list tomorrow and see. There's members in your area, so I will find them and we'll get you connected so you can train with some ladies in your area as well. But you know, as Sue says, they're so proud of our. Where is it? So proud of our, so proud of all the ladies on the Great Ocean Road adventure. It is a wonderful adventure that is everyday hiking, so it's not easy, but they just showed so much support for each other. It was amazing, and if we could bottle that and spread that around the world, it'd just make the world a really beautiful place. I think we need more of that in the world. So let me just check the last comments. So Wendy has just, hi Wendy. Difficult to come back to reality from a fantastic week on the Great Ocean Road, Great Ocean Walk. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, it's a couple of days after a hike that I get the post-adventure blues and think about, you know, that simple act of one foot in front of the other and only being responsible for yourself. It makes such a big, it has such a big impact to get that white space in your head, to get that clarity around you and being responsible for only you. It is such a wonderful feeling. So I get how you feel about that. Broadwin solo camps, which is great and doesn't rely on anybody else. Yes, I can help you with that too, Georgina. We've got quite a few ladies out your area as well. And to finish off, Susan says it was a great adventure. We had so much fun, great support and amazing women. And we'll be in contact with some of you to see if you want to come on to do Monday Night Live with us and have a chat about your adventure. So that's it from me. I trust you all have a good week. Please stay safe, stay well, stay dry. Look out for each other, sending good vibes your way. And remember, you only need one duck. Thanks for that. I'll catch you next week. Bye.